and he would like me to remind you all that when you're casting your votes this evening for the best speech, that Gary is spelled with one R. Toastmasters and guests, it's my pleasure to introduce Gary Harkins with his speech entitled, "Is that an eBay delivery I see?" With his speech, "Is that an eBay delivery I see?" Please welcome Gary Harkins.
Several months ago, I nearly choked on the Wheaties as I sat down to have my breakfast one Saturday morning. And there, peering up at me from the front page of the Saturday Herald Sun, was this picture, of which I have supplied you all. Have a good look at it. Here it is. It's an aerial photograph showing a lost Amazonian tribe of Indians. There they were, their thatched huts, their bodies daubed in orange paint that Dulux would be proud of, looking up at me and raising deep philosophical questions for both myself and modern man in general. It was claimed that this tribe of orange painted Indians from the Amazon had never had any contact with modern man or the outside world at all. Frankly, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our valued guests, I don't for a moment believe them. The general purpose of my speech will be to debunk this theory of isolation, and specifically I will demonstrate how some, although admittedly outdated technologies, have infiltrated these people's worlds. Now, if we all take a closer look at this aforesaid mentioned picture, you'll see a suspicious package towards the middle of the photo, towards the hut there. And I believe it suspiciously looks like a recent eBay packaged delivery. So folks, if you happen to be an underbidder on a collection of barely used blow darts or never out of the package bows and arrows during the month of March 08 of this year, I think you would agree, fellow Toastmasters, you're not looking at a tribe of prehistoric man, you're looking at a successful group of auction bidders. What else are the scientists not telling us about these people? I believe they've got, yes, admittedly outdated technologies. They've got the VHS tape recorder running at 1,000,000 miles an hour in that thatched hut. They've got Sony Walkmans, a go-go, again. Very much ancient technology, but I'm sure they've got them. And do you know that these people sit down, watch television in their thatched huts, gather round and share the experience, and not during that program at all do they need to SMS to evict anyone, to vote for anyone, to keep anyone on the island. To them, television still just remains a pleasant experience, of which SMSing is none. As I said, no contact with the outside world, ancient technologies, yes, but proof that contact has been made. Now people, the iPhone, Brad and Angelina's babies' names, and the price of a tank of Castrol in your Hyundai are what we would today call water topics. Water cooler topics, in fact. Well, it's much the same in the deepest, darkest Amazon, fellow Toastmasters, only it's the fax machine that they're talking about. It's space invaders and Tom Cruise's pending nuptials to our lovely Nicole that occupies these people's minds over their local water hole. As I said, not the most cutting or up-to-the-minute items to speak about, prehistoric technologies, many of them, but evidence, my friends, to debunk the theory that these people have indeed had contact with the outside world. Now, if we look closely, our photo shows our native friends in warlike garb, consisting of nothing more than the aforementioned tin of Dulux and the odd brass skirt. But once that plane is gone out of view, my friends, it's off with the tribal beer and on with the East Coast acid wash jeans, the bubble dresses with shoulder pads and Dunlop valleys. And the menfolk, when feeling formal, put on a thin leather tie, my friends. You mark my words, these people have had outside contact with the outside world. And don't for a minute get me started on what you'll find on their dinner tables. That's right, laid out there on their Franco Cozzo-inspired tables is what the natives refer to as the bucket of Kentucky Fried Toucan. After all, it is the only South American bird I could think of. Sure, the fries are a little rubbery, and I suspect 4 or 5 of the Colonel's secret herbs and spices are missing, but you've got to wonder, can it be any worse nutritionally than the food we enjoy? Ancient technologies, but they're not far off where we're at. Now, you're wondering, do they have the internet? Yes, my friends, they do, but it's dial-up only, and you can only receive it on the Commodore 64. They've never heard of the term Yahoo. To them, that's just a mating call yelled out through an elephant's tusk to the lady of their dreams. And a Samsung microwave is to this ancient tribe a tiny greeting given to a tribal elder named Sam, who happens to be able to hold the tune. I will demonstrate a Samsung microwave. Hello, Sam. This is what they do. We suspect at first that these people are leading a pristine, non-polluted lifestyle, but my friends, this is not the case. The elders at the time this photo was taken were outraged, and the shock jocks of the area were letting it be known through outraged smoke signals that the behaviour of one particular, yet-to-be-initiated tribe member was outrageous. The outrage, as far as I can gather, was caused by a hunt-and-gather celebration getting out of hand. Too many women folk attending, and more than just the peace pipe being shared by over 500 hut crashers, as they're known. Needless to say, young Corey Sloth from Flamingo has got a fair bit of explaining to do. Fellow Toastmasters and valued guests, the goal of my speech was to provide a well-researched, hard-hitting David Attenborough expose on a tribe of proud Amazonian people. I hope specifically all of us now realise that this is a community of people that has indeed had contact with the outside world. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, for that very entertaining speech. Now it's that time of the evening again. We need to cast your vote for the best speaker. So we can all grab our little slips of paper. And I'll tell you again who the speakers were. It was Peter Varju with Superannuation, Sue Butterworth with Taking a Bite, and Gary Harkness with Is That an eBay Delivery I See? Can you please place your vote in the counter?